We are the creators of reality. Those who have mastered perseverance, those who thrive despite attempts to thwart us, those who make magic at the root of the very trees they hung us from. We are the mountains and the rivers. We are the sun and the moon. We are sand and gems. We are the first and the final. We be big and small. We be light and dark. We be seasoned and youthful. We be sensual and sacred. Those gifted and divine. Those powerful and radical. Those vibrant and ancestral. We are the creators of reality. We are the Black Oasis. Welcome to the Black Oasis podcast. I'm your host, Kaya Supreme, and this is the place where we lay it all down. Today's guest is a major mover in Atlanta, love of my life. He has, oh my gosh, we have history.
Yes,
he has a gift that allows him to create and take any random item and make it the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. He is truly gifted. The first time I ever saw this person, his energy just bubbled over. He was dancing, and there was a fire on his body, in his face, his hands, his feet, that just overwhelmed me. I was like, oh, that's going to be my friend. That's going to be my friend. On top of that, he's revolutionary, because have you ever seen someone do drag in church?
Well,
let's talk about the boldness. Let's talk about the power. Let's talk about the I don't give a finna. I don't care. I'm about to celebrate the Lord in all my beauty and my glory. Have you ever met anybody who could come to a video shoot, take a tablecloth and turn it into a dress on site?
Oh my gosh, we have history.
Oh
my gosh.
We have so much history. And just a person to kick it with, a person to keep it a buck and 101,000. We could debate, talk, laugh, joke, cry. It really doesn't matter. And I love this man. Y'all know him in many different scenes. He is popping. I have the pleasure to have and host and introduce a man of many titles and names. Yeah. We're going to run through. Josh.
Hello.
Jay.
Well.
Nina LaBelle.
Well.
Wole.
Well.
And what I love to just call him, Wole.
Hello. Oh my gosh, what an introduction.
Sure. That's you.
Wow. Thank
That's
you. Thank
That's
you.
the work. Thank you for coming.
I'm so happy to be here. And it's so crazy. Like when you're just going through all that, I'm like, wow. And then it's like all those projects that you just named, things that we worked on together. But then like it started like coming in like years for me, like a timeline, like, whoa. It has been years, and we have gone through some things.
Some things, honey.
My Lord.
It's been fun.
It has.
Nothing but fun for me. And I'm glad that you're finally here on the show, and I get to showcase and shout you out and, just love on you publicly, because I think you are definitely worthy. Even just the stuff you be posting on Facebook, like it just tickles. I have to really like pause myself, like don't like everything.
Please do, because I need to know somebody else is there. That is communication to the world. Yes.
So just tell people, I guess, a little bit about who you be, outside of what I said, but who you be, who you are, and what you bring.
Okay, awesome. So, like she said, my name is Jay, Josh, Wole, Nina. I go by many names, but for all intents and purposes, Wole covers it all. So Njamba Wole is a given name that I have gotten from the nation of Ndugu and Nzinga, and it means the fearless warrior who never quits. And my surname, though I'm full of fear, I go anyways. And so, we just shortened it to Wole because Njamba Wole, and y'all knew why I keep building my eyes a lot to say. So we're going to say Wole. So that is just who I am right there, this fearless warrior. And I found and I was gifted, beauty in a lot of different ways. And so my whole life has been kind of leading up to each moment of my life, and it's still going. Who knows where I'm going to end up? But I started off as just a little young buck from the hood, right here in the Hamilton Road. I went to high school at Carver, and at Carver, I did a lot of performing arts. I was in the early college program, so I started going to Georgia State when I was in 11th grade. And that kind of afforded me a lot of opportunities and kind of be in the world like from an early age. I'm 16 years old, walking downtown Atlanta, like all my friends in school from 8 to 3:15, and I'm in the city. So it kind of like started preparing my mind for like, okay, this is what's out here. And I was already artistic. And so from there, I was in all the musicals, all the plays. I was in the choir. I was in the band, jazz band, chorus band, marching band. All of that made me really want to pursue entertainment and beauty as a career. And so then, I went to college, went to Clark Atlanta, where I met beautiful, community that we thrive in.
Mhm.
And from there, it's been nothing just but, different kinds of work and rediscovering myself over and over and over and over and over. And so, like, all of who I am, every moment of my life, all of who I be is all about performance and art and entertainment and beauty. And we'll get into, some of those things, but I'm just art.
You
That is
are.
who I am.
Expression and creation manifested. And you had a calling at a very early age and had all the tools, and then were granted the opportunity to be placed in nutritious soil,
Yes.
soil where you were able to sprout, soil where you're able to grow, bear fruit, and then plant new seeds and pour into other people. And I think people sleep on the fact, or I mean, I slept on the fact, like this whole age thing, right? Like
Oh my
you
God.
literally break the norm, or break, like you will rock somebody's mind when they figure out that they elders in their early 20s,
Oh yeah.
mentoring, motivating, pushing, like this is still someone who is, but you talk like 16, you was in the world. So it's like there's this roadmap that was already kind of laid out for you that you just keep trucking on, the fearless warrior who never, ever, ever quits.
Never.
And you embody that in everything you do.
Thank you, thank you. And like for me, my age and my timeline and things that I've accomplished and all of that, like I literally surprise myself a lot and often. And like it's at the most random moments. Like I was over my friend's house on Sunday. We were at a dinner. He was hosting, and I was in the bathroom washing my hands. Right, I'm just like looking at the scene. I happened to look up at the mirror, and I said, "Like you're grown." Like, like, and it blows my mind all the time. And mind you, I'm 29. I'll be 30 in a month and a half. And even then, I'm like, yo, you're not even 30 yet. And then, like, I literally sit there and I have a moment all the time, like, yo. And I talk to people and they say, wait, you're not 30? And I'm like, no, like, I'm just 29. But then imagine 10 years ago when I was having those same conversations and I was in these same spaces and rooms, and they're like, wait, you're not 21? Mm-mm. No.
No, no.
Like, it's crazy.
Because I mean, maturity has absolutely nothing to do with age. Like I know that there's a biological maturing process, but when it comes to spiritual maturity, when it comes to emotional maturity, that can
Listen,
only be garnered and grown and developed through intentionality and life experience.
yeah, I was just about to say that, lived in spirits. I tell people that all the
Mhm.
time.
Listen,
I
so
tell-
just shout out to you, kudos to you for that. That's
Thank
something I
you,
always
thank
think
you.
about. It makes me smile and giggle. I'm like, listen, God comes, and if you got a thing about them age, you got a thing about people being younger than you, telling you about yourself, then you're gonna miss the boat.
You're going to miss it. And
So,
same for me. But go ahead.
well, so you're a dog dad,
I am. I love
and
my house.
yes, and I hope we get a cameo. Um, but tell us a little bit about the drag scene. Like, how did you get involved? How did you find like this is something I want to do? And then I learned just watching you, and going to a couple shows and then seeing you get dressed. That's a whole thing. I mean, it's truly an art. Like people think that the art is the performance, but there's a whole aesthetic, ritualistic practice that has to come before you even get on stage. So just tell us
Yes,
a little
yes,
bit
yes.
about
Okay. So with drag, so I'm gonna start with makeup first, right? Because that's
that.
where it started at.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'm in high school. I'm in everything that you can think of. I'm never home. I'm never in class. I'm on someone's stage. I'm in someone's rehearsal room. I'm
Mhm.
traveling. And mind you, I said I was in the school of early college, but on our campus we had the School of the Performing Arts, which I was not enrolled into, mind you. But every day my principal was getting a call like, "Hey, we need Josh over here. We need Jay over here. We need him over here." Da da da. Da. So it started like that, right? And it was our senior year, and it was homecoming. My best friend Chinwei, Chinwei, she came
Mhm.
and sang with us in the choir a few
Mhm.
times. She was homecoming queen, and she asked me to do her makeup and her hair for the homecoming football game, where she, would have to go through down on the field and all of that coronation. And I'm
Mhm.
like, girl, I don't do makeup, I don't do hair. And she's like, you're Josh. Yes, you do. I was like, what does that mean? Like, I have never ever done makeup. I don't own one piece of makeup. I don't know the first thing about styling hair. She's like, here's some makeup. Here's a flat iron. Just do something. And
Right.
I did it. And for that being my first time, just going off just straight, just thoughts and imagination, it was great, And we were 17 years old, and I do it, and she's like, I look so good. Like, I look way better than I thought I was going to look. And I was shocked myself. So that was the beginning of everything. Just
Oh,
my
wow.
best friend saying, I believe you can do this. Right.
Wow.
And I just came out of my pores. And so I started doing makeup, just playing around after that with friends and stuff on my mother. Every time we would go to church, like, I'm like, hey, let me practice. Let me do your makeup for church. Let me, like, make you a wig, all that kind of stuff. It just started sprouting. I'm like, I have fire now,
Right.
like I really want to do this. So started doing that, went to college. Then I started seeing, like going to bars and stuff, which I wasn't even old enough to get into. I started seeing drag. And then, drag became popular on television with RuPaul's Drag Race. And I'm like, wow. So we have makeup, we have hair, we have fashion, we have music all at one time and on one body. And we have the nightlife, and we have, all of our extracurriculars. And you got
Damn.
these yelling, screaming, clapping, throwing money like I'm a stripper. Like, we're about to do this. We're about
Yes.
to do this. So
Yes.
for real, I found this talent show on Friends on Punts. They had one Sunday out of the month, and I just literally called another one of my best friends, like, girl, let me borrow your prom dress. Called my other friend, hey, I need some makeup. And I just got in that house, I did my thing, and I went and I performed, and that was the start of Nina. And it's been like a nonstop journey since then. 11 years, going on 11 years, haven't stopped yet. Like, it's crazy. But what you were saying about the backstage and all the aesthetics and all the work that goes into before the performance, like we as drag queens, we always say the real show is in the back.
Right.
Real show is in the dressing room. Y'all get to see each performer for 5 minutes, 10
Mhm.
minutes on stage, but
Mhm.
we've been getting ready for 4 hours
Mm.
for a 5-minute performance.
Mm.
And sometimes it's like, especially a pageant when you're competing, people have started preparing for an entire year, right? Some people spend $10,000 and $20,000 on one dress, like for evening gown category, and you walk out on the stage and model that dress for 45 seconds to a minute, and you spent $10,000 on it, and a whole year stoning it, and you walk out there for 45 seconds.
45 seconds.
Literally. So it's so much work that goes into it beforehand. That's the work, the beauty, the blood, the sweat, the tears that we put into this, the actual art, the craftsmanship, traveling around the country just to get this one dress made, get this hair made, spending all this money just for a glimpse and a second of beauty,
You
just for a moment in time. You get to be wowed and screaming at the top of your lungs for 5 minutes, but you don't know that it took me like 6 months to give you this 5 minutes worth of
Yeah.
excitement.
Yeah.
So it's a lot that goes on before that.
Oh, wow. I have like, I mean, of course, I know it takes time for the Saints to get ready, but four
Yeah.
hours for 45 seconds. And then not even that, like you said, and that's such a metaphor for life because how many other spaces and places are we putting in the work just for money? People be talking about Martin Luther King and that Million Man March. Martin Luther King did a whole lot more. A whole lot more. And one thing I love about you is your passion for activism. Like, no matter where you are always going to. This is the fierce. This is the warrior. You are always going to talk about what is righteous. You really will. Like, in all spaces, you are going to bring fairness. You're going to bring standards. You are going to bring what is righteous, what is correct. Where did that come from? You know, I mean, like, I don't know. That's a crazy question, but like, where do you think you see like, oh, I got this from, and then also talk to us a little bit about what some of those things are that just get you there. That you feel like
Yeah,
you're here to make sure you spread awareness about.
absolutely. I'm just laughing so much as you asking me that because just the fact that I do that and I am this, righteous fighter, this spirit fighter, like I'm not going to back down. It has been number one, the bane of my existence, but also it has been that thing that has kept me here for
Yeah.
all this time. And it's something that I have to grapple with and I have to manage every single day of my life and everywhere that I am. And it's getting to the point now where I'm at home and I'm just like, yo, like, what's going on? Why is this always a constant thing? And I stay up at night thinking about this. So it's just funny 'cause it's so prevalent right now in my life.
Okay.
Um, right now.
Let's
Um,
figure.
so where did it come from though? It's a really interesting question and reality. I think it started off as a way to protect myself, a way to defend myself, being a young black, openly, queer man in the hood, in hood spaces, in a country black ghetto family, like all of this stuff. I've had to learn like how to create space, how to protect my space, and let y'all know that whoa, 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 not this one. Like you got another thing coming. But it's because I was abused so much, you
Mhm.
know, and because I was at school having to fight for my life, literally, getting beat up for no reason, like, in elementary and middle school, walking down the street, just walking to the MARTA station, going to get my education. And I'm like, got to worry about the six dudes on the corner jumping me for no reason. I'm walking by, listening to my music. I hear a sound, I take it out, and you gonna pause my Beyonce so I can hear you call me a faggot? Like, come on, like you wasting my time, sir.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like going through all of that on a daily basis, all day, all day, all day. I got to the point where I'm like, yo, like enough is enough.
Yeah.
And like I just refuse to let y'all control me. Like I got too much in me. And it even took so much power to not flip off for all those years and to really allow these people to abuse me because it
Mhm.
was always in me, but it was
Mhm.
just, I didn't feel ready or safe enough to really fight.
Yeah.
And so then I went to the extreme when I decided to fight. Now I'm like, everything is a fight. Like, baby, watch what you say, watch how you look at me. Like, if you huff and puff the wrong way, everything. I was like, I was ready to go.
And
And
what
so
was said?
like, listen, it's here. What's up? And so I've had to like, bring that down now and find that balance,
Yeah.
right? And then also, of course, journeying through Ndugan and Zinga, just learning more about character and principle and all of these things. It's like someone got to fight. Someone
Yeah.
has to fight for this thing because if
Yeah.
not, we're just sheep and we're being herded. And every single person, like even let's just take, like you said, no matter the space. If we're at the bar, like in which I love to go to. Um, it's 30 of us, and it's 28 of y'all acting a fool, saying things that are just like hurtful and problematic and just causing drama and mess. And y'all treating this person that way, and then like there are no like rules and regulations, and it's just everything is kind of crazy. I always feel like I'm sitting in a corner watching the world happen, and I'm
Mhm.
like, am I the only one? Like, is this am I being punked? Like,
Right.
that's kinda how I feel, and so I always feel like I need to just step in and kinda, like, bend us back to, like, center,
Yeah.
and, like, bring us back closer to God and, what is, like you said, righteous. Like,
Yeah.
so it's just like, no matter where I am, it's just like, I can only take so much before I'm like, "Hey, y'all, we can do better."
Yeah.
We can be better, and
Yeah.
typically it comes off as aggression or it can become aggressive, quote,
Mhm.
unquote,
Mhm.
when people are not used to being held to a standard or whatever, and then it immediately becomes defense and all that. And I'm
Right.
like, I'm still not going back down because
Right.
we fighting for righteousness. Let's go. We're talking about this for 2 hours, baby. I got time. Let's go.
I cannot.
Period.
Cannot. So, like I said, what are some of those things like in your experience that you feel like need to be highlighted, need awareness around them, like as a queer Black man
Yeah.
in this society in this day and age, and I mean like, and I'm not going to assume like that people are really aware of what's going on in the culture and what's impacting especially the LGBTQ community. I'm not going to assume that people know, right? I'm aware, but I'm not sure everyone is aware. And so like what are some of the things that you feel like need to be stood up for?
Oh my gosh. Our lives.
Mhm.
Like let's just start from like the root of it.
Yeah,
There's an attack on our lives just like for existing.
yeah,
Like literally like my wanting to breathe is a conversation in Congress, you know? Like if I want to put on a wig right now, there are Supreme Court cases going on in Texas and Arkansas and all that, whether they're going to make it illegal for this person to put on this wig and lip sync to a song
yep,
because their children are going to be raped, because we're predators. I don't
yeah,
want my child in the same room as a man in a wig because the safety of my 7-year-old child. Like, it's like that kind of ignorance. Like, so just starting from the basics, our lives in general is
mhm,
a conversation in the Supreme Court. People don't have gone to school for this thing and studied to be judges and lawyers and all this stuff for 20 years to tell me whether I can say I do to the guy that I've been with for 20 years,
mhm,
that I've created a life with. If I can adopt a child because I don't have a uterus, like
mhm,
every single aspect of my life is being decided by someone else as
yep,
we speak,
yep.
So
You're
I
not
have to,
ignored.
I got to fight for that kind of stuff, first of all. And it's mainly
Mhm,
like, in the government, um, against like a lot of heterosexual kind of streamlined thinking people, I would say, because I have so many heterosexual people in my life who protect me and who I
mhm,
feel protected by and who lead me and guide me and teach me and honor me and mentor me. So I don't want to make it seem like it's a gay versus straight thing. It's
mm-mm,
these very small minded streamlined thinkers, right? So that, but then even in our community though, I fight just for everyone, every single individual body, every individual spirit, making sure that we all know that we're loved and that everyone feels accepted and welcomed. And it's never okay if I see someone that's like feeling pushed out, or I can just look in a room and I can see everyone has their pocket of space. Everyone have, they have their groups and their friends, and then I just see this one person that kind of always kind of by themselves, or they've been in this one spot for too long. I'm like, hold on, y'all, give me a second. And I'm about to go over there and sit down. And for the last like 3 months, I have a new best friend, and we talk and hang out every single day. And that's how it happened. Because I'm like, yo,
yeah,
why are you not talking to nobody? All right, you my friend now. Come on, follow me. You know. And those are the kind of ways that like I fight to make sure that just everyone is appreciated, everyone is loved, everyone is seen, and who knows what's going to sprout out of that. Because now, like that guy I was talking about, Daniel, he was in the corner just like drinking a drink on his phone, and now he's the loudest guy at the bar.
right.
He's like literally running around there, the only one in there actually dancing like full out routines, like spins and dips and twerk and this. And mind you, this is a 6'1" white guy. And he is running around this bar, I mean, in full choreography. But it's because I gave him permission.
Yeah,
I saw his heart, I saw his spirit, and I'm like, he looks like a cool guy, but no one's talking to him.
yeah.
And so then I talk to him now. It's like I'd be like, "Hey, you gotta bring it down a little bit." You doing backflips in the bar? Like, come on. He feels free,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's what I'm here to do. Like,
yeah,
he feels free.
yeah.
to do this now. He's walking around twerking.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, let's get this freedom, baby.
And you and that's because you have for your entire life created space. So not only have you created space for yourself, but you created space for other people to find themselves and be free. You're walking in what you were created to do.
And I'm so thankful and grateful. I really, really am.
Yeah, no, we're thankful and grateful because when people get to come across just another somebody to relate to feel like
Yeah.
they belong, then
Yeah.
they get the opportunity to manifest the fullness of the God in them. And it just makes
Absolutely.
the world a better place every single time. So I always ask everybody this one question. It's my final question, and you have to follow the rules. I used to let people not follow the rules, but you have to follow the rules because I really want to see what's most important to you.
Okay.
So.
I don't like rules. I'm already over here nervous just because you said rule.
Your face was like,
Mm.
Okay. If you could have one wish for Black people, what would it be?
Okay.
One.
One wish. So that's
You
the
go-
rule. It's just got to be one.
What's the rule? You go to sleep, you wake up, and it's real. What's the one wish?
Same thing. It's the same thing I was just talking about. For Black people, that every last one of us will be seen, will be heard. Wait, this is all one thing, right? This can all be one thing, right? That,
It all falls under scene. So go ahead.
okay. I want to make sure before I break the rules.
You
Okay, I just want us to be seen, and I want us to know that we're seen, and I want us to feel seen, and I want us to be seen, and that right there will encompass so many other things. But as long as we know that we are seen for who we are, and we have space to be who we are, and it's okay, the whole universe opens up.
Absolutely.
That's all. I just want us to know, baby. Like, for real.
I pray from your lips to God's ears that tomorrow somehow it just goes viral.
Listen.
That's a whole hashtag. That's a whole thing.
Woo!
Ooh, see Black, child. See Black.
You about to? I'm getting riled up. I'm on the inside.
But that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how I know. Like that's who I am, and that's what I'm sitting here to do and sit here to be. Because just the idea of us being free to be, that thing just riled me up. Like, oh my God, that like for real. Like when we look at ourselves, we really like genuinely like don't question it. Like we just see like the baddest thing ever. Like, like when we sing, like we hear like God speaking. Listen, like when we dance, like our bodies feel like the earth. Like this thing, like bruh, this thing don't got me riled up.
Wole, we gonna have to stay on.
Listen, oh my God, like if we could really just be free, you know?
Yeah.
Man,
it would reduce so much foolishness. So much foolishness. And we can. It's really nothing stopping it. We absolutely can. We absolutely can.
That's the crazy part. Like, that's why it's like it burns into me because like to know like and because I'm a creator, I'm a curator of beauty and freedom and all of that. It's just like I'm crying right now because like when I look at people and like when I see the world, it's like this is how I see it, you know, and this is how I feel it. And so to just look around me and see the potential in everything and everybody, but like I have to fight to show it to you, you know, and I have to fight to make you believe it and pull it up out of you. It's just like I weep because it's like, wow, like you really, really like honestly can't see yourself. Like, whoa. It's like I look at you and I instantly see it. And like it takes years, you know, sometimes to get people to see this. And then like when I finally see somebody being themselves, you know, when I finally see somebody, being clapped for, I weep
Yeah.
because it's like, oh my God, finally, some kind of peace, some kind of freedom. Like you finally get to be you, you
Yeah.
know? And it's so crazy that we all of us have it, right? We are
Yeah.
all this powerful thing. And it's like the fact that we don't know it, and like
Yeah.
Harry Tubman, like I could have freed so many more slaves if
They
they
knew.
knew they were slaves. Like,
They knew.
like you could do this if only you knew you could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you just knew, and you know what? That's why you have to keep going.
Like, got to. Like, you
Got to.
can't stop. I can't stop.
Can't stop. Because the people who came before us didn't stop.
Yeah, yeah.
And the people who come after us won't listen. Listen, you're an uncle to many. Talk about, oh, if I don't have a uterus, I can't adopt children. You're an uncle to many. I've seen you around many children. And those children, if you hear them talk today,
Yeah,
the way that our Black children that are coming are about to revolutionize the world on a way that we could
bro.
never, ever see. And they will carry our seeds that we planted. And thank
Absolutely.
God for it. And
This
thank
is
God
the freest generational kids I've seen.
ever. Love
Like,
it.
people, they are creating, they are talking, they are dancing, they are being.
They have access and opportunity.
Yes,
And I'm grateful for all the sacrifices other folks put in so that they could have that access and opportunity to just be themselves.
absolutely.
Because really, the fear is a dirty, nasty lie. And
Oh my God.
somehow it gets inherited. And people keep passing that thing on like it's legacy, like it's something that's supposed to be inherited.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
if we just stop picking each other apart and support people as they are and believe people when they say, this is who I am. Why would someone say this is who I am and not be telling you the truth?
yeah,
That
yeah.
would be insane. So you are revolutionary, as I said.
And
You
even,
are literally changing the world every day just by being and giving away what God gave you to give.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. So I want to do something special. If you are watching this now, then you've probably already seen the promotion for this. But we are going to be raffling off a makeup session with the honorable, wonderful, lovely Wole Nina J.
Oh, thank you, thank you. That's so exciting. Excuse me. That's so
So
exciting.
make sure you all are following Embrace Makeup on Instagram, Black Oasis ATL on Instagram, and tagging 3 people underneath the post in order to win a free session with the master. And you're going to leave not only feeling beautified on the outside, but fortified on the inside.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Baby,
Embrace it, baby.
I'm
Embrace,
embraced!
embrace. Listen.
You be
Listen.
doing things.
Well,
You be doing things. I see you.
listen.
Go
For
ahead.
real, like I've always had that. Like I haven't gotten my building yet, but when I do, it's gonna be all over it, being embraced. And I like my motto is makeup enhances beauty. It's up to you to embrace it. Like literally, we do healing work in my makeup sessions. Okay, when you come to me to be styled, you're not just walking out with no outfit, baby. You walking out knowing like I'm that itch.
You know
Okay.
what? I'm gonna have to make sure that I show people that tablecloth dress.
Well,
Real.
yeah, that was a shoot.
That was a shoot. Do you hear me?
That
Ugh.
video clip coming up from the ground. Ooh. Yeah, we
All the
created some magic.
all the car lights.
The car lights. Bruh, you can't stop black people.
Well, I won't make it through.
You need a spotlight. Come on, let's crank up these cars, baby. Like we got lights. What are y'all talking about?
It was the
What are you
most
talking about?
phenomenal thing.
Right there
And
in the yard.
right there in the yard. Glory road, y'all.
Beautiful.
Glory, hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you.
Hallelujah.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the way that you've shown up in my life, impacted my life. I love you
Thank you
forever.
for having me.
Forever.
Thank you. I
Absolutely.
love you so much.
Yes, likewise. Thank you all for listening to
Yes.
watching Black Oasis. Continue to support. Continue to support Black people. Continue to embrace everyone that you come across.
Yeah.
Continue to just spread the Be Free movement. Just be good.
I was just about to say that. Get free, y'all.
Get free.
Get
Get
free.
free. Until next time, stay black, but you don't really have a choice. And lucky you. Peace.
Love y'all.